Hello, this is Solomon Davis, Right Side Trader. Today is March 2nd, 2024, and this is my weekly market review, where I'm reviewing the Russell 2000, that's IWM, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, and a weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right. 185, 205. I think we got a winner. 205. The market crossed 205. The Russell, it's making a high in its range, and it broke out of the range. We'll be looking at that a little bit closer here on the weekly chart, and we'll see it down here on the other charts too. And so it is trying to join the party and go higher, but I know it's going to have a hard time all year long trying to go higher. Let's zoom on in here on the quarterly chart and see what we see here. Maximize that, do this. But this is what I'm talking about here. We got these big red candles that this market slammed down a couple of years ago and all. And that's supply. We call some of us call that supply, and all. So getting up here near closer and closer to this top, this thing is going to struggle. We believe, based on the way we look at, some of us will look at the market, it's going to have a hard time going higher, and all. Unless that supply, you would think, you would think they shorted this thing and got out somewhere down here and should be out of that thing. But they might think also that it's a good idea to short this thing again once it gets back up here, What they thought was a good idea to short it here, and you did get a pullback here this first quarter, and all. But this thing has actually reversed and gone higher. We actually finally, I think, got a close above this high right here on the quarterly chart. Let me see what this is. This high is 205.49, and we closed at, what did we close at? We closed at 205.89. 49.89. So 205 is definitely the winner and all. So now, like I say, if this thing can actually really continue to go, the Russell is going to struggle. It might take a couple of months to actually get up here to 216 and close above that if it's actually going to go higher. But it's going to struggle all the way trying to go that high. But that's, what you got. That's what I would be looking at. And like I say, still my bottom on this would be a little aggressive, and I say around 190. If it starts breaking that, then yes, it's probably reversing. And if we can get back below pivot, yeah, we're going down. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. Put it that way. Nothing in the horizon in my crystal ball that I can see that is actually going to happen here right now. But anything can happen, in the market. So this is just me talking, in my opinion. All right, here on the monthly chart. On the monthly chart, start of the month here, I guess they got the first couple of days in here, and we are getting higher. We do have, this is the funny thing. We had this bearish looking pattern right here, and then no confirmation at all on the month. And last month, February, we ended up with a higher low and a higher high, and this high actually was higher than these previous highs. We just didn't have that close above there. Now we finally got this close above those highs and we're looking to go higher, in my opinion. So that's what I'm seeing right now. I know we're gonna fight, but I think it's gonna go pretty. Once it's getting out of this range right here, and this thing is, in my opinion, I think this thing gonna zoom another 20 points. Zoom all the way up here to about, it's at say 25 to 30 up to this range, into this, at least up into the 25, into this range here, where it's going to be fighting this stuff over here and all. But I think once it's gotten past here, if they're not out of the trades and they went to sleep or something like they do, they're thinking, oh, these guys don't know what they're doing. But everybody's in there pushing this thing up. They're going to need the short squeeze. It's not really a short squeeze. They've been this has happened this long. They should have been out of those trades. But I do see it going higher. But let's go ahead and take a look here and see what we see here on the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, I'm going to zoom in just right in here. And what I was looking at, let me zoom. What the Russell was in this whole zigzag. Then it got up here this year. Let's take a look at this. And it wasn't going down here as low as it normally would go. And that's why I had, okay, in order for this thing to be, if you want to play this thing to the downside, you might get it to 190 then bounce, since this was a pretty strong area where this thing bounced out of at. We played it. What is this? This is my weekly charts. I thought it was going higher when I had saw this a few weeks back, and we ended up getting this. Now we are up where I expect this thing to go and actually break this high. This is the high that we should have been looking at, my 205 level, and we finally are above that. So I'm good. We're good. And all. So now I do expect this thing to continue higher. But again, where did you get in at? Did you get in? If you got in back here around 195 or so, and you're looking to make maybe $20 on the trade, so you still got a little bit of a ways to go. No trade recommendation. It's just that a lot of guys out there like making 10% on their trades. In order to make 10% on your trade, and it says at 200 you need to make $20. And making $20 on that trade will be on the Russell will be pretty good, and all. And other strategy. I don't want to get too much into strategies and stuff, but again, that's what I see, and that's why on the higher time frames, I can see it going from this 205 area to a 225, and all. Too many numbers. Anything can happen in the market. Just my opinion. This thing can slam down and be at zero tomorrow. So I have to throw that in there too. So don't take my word. Do your own analysis. Trade your own plan and plan your trades. All right, let's go ahead and look at the daily noise and see what we see here. And this is where this thing had made this. It started on the IWM. It is going to look kind of gappy like this. It's all because it's it has a future contract that's trading 24 hours. So this thing doesn't trade. This thing only trades, from it has a pre-hour, whatever that might be, from 7 to 9:30. Then it's got a post-hour, whatever that may be, from 4 to 5:30 or 6 o'clock, whatever those hours are. I do not trade. I do trade the pre sometime, but I don't get up in front of the computer until around 8:30 or so at the earliest, and all. And I'll play the future contract. But that's why you get a lot of gaps on here, because you got a future contract that's also trading that this thing is actually based off of. So it has a product that's actually traded 24/7, and this one is not. They're not giving us data 24/7 if it is traded 24/7, because I believe some of these ETFs are beginning to where you can trade them 24/7 these days. Well, not 24/7, 24/6. I don't think they trade on Saturday or Sunday afternoon or some Sunday or something. Not really sure. You have to look at your platform, look at your broker, and see what your broker allows you to do on these particular things. But on the daily noise, what I see here is just that now we're in that mode where we're getting these higher lows. Let me zoom in here a little bit where you can see it. Higher lows and higher highs. So I do see this thing going higher, and we will be opening up above pivot. With us opening up above pivot, my first target is 208 here that we should be hitting, I would think by the end of the week. If it's going higher. If it's going lower, my support area is back down here testing this area, which is already in tested once. Will it test it again before it go higher? Or if it tests it here and breaks down, our next level down is still only like a 195, or like a 197 I'm seeing right here, this level here. And that's it. That's all I really want to share. This is Solomon, Right Side Trader. Got a little bit more into the numbers and all. Somebody mentioned that I can give out a little bit more information would be helpful for them, just to see it in line with what they're looking at. So it doesn't matter. It's just my opinion. It's no trade, like I say, no trade recommendation. Plan your trade, trade your plan, know your strategy, test your strategy. If you need any help with any of that stuff, contact us here at Right Side Trader. Contact me, and I can help you with that type of stuff. Talk to you later.